Hi there, this is Dr. Andrew Iverson, and we are on our woodland weed walk in the wintertime, WWW. And another favorite plant I want to show you is this one that is highly prevalent here in the Northwest. This is called Salal. I'm just going to take a twig of it. You'll see that it's surrounding me all around me here. And this plant is a common plant that we use for floral arrangements. But it's more than just a pretty plant. This packs powerful medicine as well. In the summertime, it'll have berries. They're not very flavorful, but the Native Americans use them for a food source, and they're very high in antioxidants. More than that, these leaves at the tip, these new leaves, have a chemical in them. They're called tannins. And when you chew them, like that, all of a sudden, it feels like my head is shrinking down like the cartoons, like it's sucking all the water out of my mouth, and I can hardly form a word. These are very astringent. They tighten and they dry tissue. And for what purposes medically could that be good for? For one thing, it was used commonly to stop bleeding. And just as I have chewed this here, the Native Americans would do the same thing. They would make these poultices and put them on wounds or on bleeding sores or burns to help take away the liquid and to help dry it up. What other things could it be used for internally? Our Native Americans used these for preventing inflammation in the gums, gingivitis. They also used them to stop a cough when it had a lot of mucus. This type of astringency would dry out the cough. It would also dry out a wet stool, as you see in diarrhea. And of course, it dries internal bleeding because it's so astringent. So it would help with bleeding ulcers, bleeding colitis, and bleeding hemorrhoids. But for all of us who want to take care of those wrinkles that are starting to appear on our face, then we can make a tea with this and use it as an astringent at nighttime before bed to tighten the tissues around our face. If you don't have Salal, there are other plants that are very similar to it. In fact, this one, which is just so conveniently right here, many of you might recognize this as the dreaded blackberry, full of its spines. The blackberry leaf and the blackberry root have the same astringent properties as do the Salal. I gotta be very careful when I chew this. But it as well really packs that astringency, and you can just feel how it tightens down in your tongue and your mouth. So, if you don't have Salal, you can dry these leaves, make a tea with this, chew them, use them in the same way that we're looking at Salal. Some great woodland herbs for you to find, even in the winter. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to check out my book, 50 Cleansing Herbs. You can find it at drandrewiverson.com. Thanks.